Hello, good people of the internet, and welcome to Famipod, a podcast for family where we break down every bit of soul crushing news plaguing the gaming space. I am Ryan Trudy, your host and guide on this journey through this AI infested hellscape. And with me, I have my beautiful Swedish baby boy and renowned developer of the Bloody Signal, Mr. Dennis. How you doing tonight, dude?
Tired.
He is tired, everyone. Uh, and not with us, as you can clearly see, fresh off of his world tour. And he is either one of three things: dead, sleeping, or ignoring us to play Star Fox. Mr. Curley, who may or may not show up at some point. It is not looking great for him at this point, though. If he's not dead, he's dead to me. Um, but we're gonna truck on regardless. Tonight we are here to discuss all of the sad and depressing news that have come out in the uh, last week, 2 weeks or so. Like Xbox shuttering all forms of creativity in its in its studios. Uh, Sony partnering with AI, and the Steam machine is pricing people out of gaming. um, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. So sit tight, sit back, and we'll crack into it right after some housekeeping.
All good
If you're
news.
doing all great, amazing news, but you know what? You know who you're not priced out right here at twitch.tv/FamilyCourt, when you can catch us live every Wednesday, but not this week at around 10 p.m. Central Time at our new destination of twitch.tv/FamilyCourt. Um, if like Mr. Curley, you could not be bothered, you can catch the bot up every Thursday morning, but not this Thursday, on youtube.com/at FamilyCorp. And for the casual listener on the go, you can find us on some of your favorite podcast services like Spotify, Amazon, and Google Podcasts. But enough of the stuff you don't care about. Let's get into the stuff that's gonna make you a little sad. Our
I mean,
first,
imagine if Curly's like actually danger. We're like joking about it.
we wouldn't know. There's
We
no way to
wouldn't
know.
know. There would be no way.
Unfortunately, there's no way to know. It's it's unfortunate, but it's like Schrodinger's Curly at this point. We have no idea of knowing what happens to him. So he could be dead, or he could just be ignoring us for a kind of creepy looking CGI model of a fox. Um, but that's
Sure,
neither
yeah,
here nor there.
that is there is a that is a possibility.
Maybe he's doing it for look. I was at work with him today. He was at work, red as a lobster off of his tour, and all I heard was how much he could not wait to play Star Fox. And when I asked him if he was up for the podcast tonight, he was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll be there." And then there was like a look in his eye of like, "Are you really though? Are you sure you're gonna be here?" And lo and behold, he was in his Discord talking about Star Fox not less than like two and a half hours ago. But
Was he?
he was. He in fact was talking about
In the Curly Studios
it.
Discord.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the Curly Studios Discord. But Shaboink is here. Shaboink, how you doing? Pair of D's nuts. You were setting me up for a D's nuts joke, but unfortunately, I did not read your first comment. My apologies, Shaboink. Uh, Maybe later in the show. Uh, um, Dennis, before we actually like crack open these super fun news stories, how are you feeling overall about gaming in general, the state of the gaming industry?
It's been better. Uh
Yeah,
Certainly. Things have been better.
that's so
Um
true.
but I mean, we have the absolute savior of video games right here,
That's also true.
the Steam controller, which I have.
The Steam. You want to talk to us a little bit about the Steam controller while we're getting set up here?
It's a good controller.
It's a good controller. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about it. You were tell Shaboink and Diego about it a little bit.
So
We haven't done tech time with Dennis in a while.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is like tech time, but like I'm really enjoying it so far. Was some of the criticism that I heard ahead of time was that it felt light and cheap, and I
Mm.
don't agree with that. I do think it feels light for what it looks like. It looks like it should be heavier than what it is, but I don't think it's in a bad way. Um, I think it feels like good enough, or like it feels premium. Um, and again, as I mentioned to you a little bit before the show, I think like my only like real criticism of the controller is that and this was also something that a lot of people have talked about, which is that the back buttons are way too easy to press. But I don't tend to use the back buttons a lot, really, so it's not really a problem for me. But I noticed, like, as I was testing, of course, the first game I tested on the controller was the Body Signal, which lists on Steam. Um, the second game I tested was The Last of Us Part Two, and I like basically like the second I started to hold down the trigger to shoot an arrow, I could feel how I pressed this button at the same time as I was like kind of squeezing the controller. The I pressed that button at the same time, and of course it wasn't mapped to anything, but so it didn't matter. But yeah,
In your early impressions, is it worth the price of entry?
I mean, yeah, like what I and like I already like kind of have a lot of experience with like what the power of this is, like through the Steam Deck. So the great thing about the Steam Deck is how customizable all the controls are, and I'm just really excited about the fact that this I will be able to have that power on a controller now. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, and I also really like this. This is the puck. It comes with it, so it attaches
Puck.
magnetically to the back and
What does it?
charges the
What does it do?
controller. So
Oh,
yeah, so this is a charger and a wireless dongle basically. So you
that's
just
sick. Nice.
yeah, so you can just kind of put this wherever you want to put it to have a good signal, and then you can just kind of whoop, and then you charge the controller.
Very nice. Very nice. What's the price point on the controller again?
What is it, $99?
Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, that's right in line with all the other top of the line controllers. I mean, not even top of the line. Like, if you're comparing it to like the DualSense Edge or the Xbox Elite controllers, it's like ridiculously affordable.
Yeah.
Have you played with an Elite or an
I
Edge controller?
had I had a Gen 1 Xbox One Elite controller,
Hmm.
and honestly I
How did?
thought I had some issues with that one. I thought it was too heavy. Um
Okay.
and one problem that I had with that controller, and like it doesn't really materialize in gameplay most of the time. Or actually no, it does. I know it did. I forgot about that. So on that one, the sticks were made of I think it was aluminum, which
Oh.
means that they were much heavier than a usual analog stick, and you could shake the controller like this, and the
Okay.
sticks would wobble back and forth. And like how that would materialize in gameplay is that you could take the stick and like release it like this, and it would bounce back and then center.
That's so weird.
So like if you're in like a situation where you like flicking the stick in a direction, like the stick could like wobble back, and then so like what would be a situation? I don't know, like maybe you're like in like a camera movement situation. Or no, oh yeah, no, this could have been like a Mario 64 situation. Let's say you're like doing like a side somersault or something like that. You're
Yeah.
releasing the stick, and then Mario would just go in another direction or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they fixed this with later generations of that controller, but that was like the sticks felt good from like a material perspective, because I mean they were like chunky and heavy, but like the fact that they impacted like input control is like not good. So I don't know what they did about that in later generations. But yeah, before this one, I was using this one, the 8-bit do Ultimate controller. But now I'm gonna be using the Steam controller.
Very nice. Very nice. Um, the thing you said about the Xbox controller, they're like the big selling point around those is like, or at least the price associated with it is like because they're modular, right? Like customizable, like you can like replace like everything on them.
Yeah.
Why would you want heavier sticks for that?
I don't know. I think the like with at least the original Elite controller was just more of like a material situation of like,
Hmm,
oh, instead of a controller made of plastic, you have a controller made of iron materials.
gotcha.
Um, but I guess they didn't consider the fact that the stick would have like
Yeah,
wobble.
it's an odd choice for sure. All
But
right,
you know,
well,
as we know, Xbox controllers don't have any motion controls.
that's true.
So they never tried to shake the controller.
That's a good point.
Can you
It's a
imagine
very
if
good
it
point.
had motion controls and there's like any point where you have to shake the controller and then the sticks just start wobbling back and forth? My God, what a mess.
uh,
Anyway, speaking of Xbox,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the terrible news coming out of Xbox. This article is from Windows Central on June 15th from Brendan Lowry. Xbox Studios Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and others later confirmed to be compulsion at risk of being shuttered, according to a new report. Active negotiations for independence are ongoing. So basically, it was announced last week. Last week on the 15th, that the stuff that Asha Sharma was talking about was about downsizing, layoffs, those types of things, were actually referring to basically all of their creative studios, all of the studios that aren't making their core IP, uh, and that they were looking to either sell off or shutter Ninja Theory, Double Fine, and Compulsion Games. Um, this after very notably showing off Ninja Theory's new game, Senua, uh, at their Summer Games Fest presentation. Uh, Dennis, how are we feeling about this, man? You and Enrico, obviously, Xbox haters number one and two, um, on any given week that changes. But how does this news come across to you?
I mean, it just kind of feels like they don't know what they're doing. Um, or maybe this is adding credence to the rumor that came out like ahead of time, like back when Asha Sharma took over. Like the rumor was that she was supposed to dismantle Xbox. But I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know why
What was the
you
phrasing of it? Like, uh, to usher Xbox into its long good night, I think is what a former CEO of Microsoft said, or something like that. Not Microsoft, of Xbox. Uh,
um but yeah, like I don't understand why you start that process by making all the fans love you.
Yet, so and I've seen podcasts have on and weirdly seen podcasts on Xbox's side of this, and not many of them, but I have seen the argument that this is something that Xbox has to do because they are simply too big. The message around Game Pass, which was what these studios were brought in to do was to pad out Game Pass and fill it
Mm,
with fun, creative games to keep people on the platform. That is no longer Xbox's end goal or their mission statement at this point. And these smaller studios with these more creative and weird and more experimental titles no longer fit uh, the mold or what they're trying to do. Um, that being said, like oh well, like suck it up. Like you made these decisions. Like it's not their fault. Like I don't. You're not
yeah.
going to earn any goodwill off of me just because they're not part of your long term plan anymore. Like you made the decisions to buy these studios. I will give credit where credit is due. Giving them the chance to buy back their independence is a good move on Xbox. I don't know where like uh what the cost breakdown of that versus like just shuttering them is, because if this was like more cost effective, I don't know why more publishers wouldn't do this, like allow these studios to buy back their independence or find other publishers to make their games. I think showing off Senua at their showcase as like a hey, we'll let you show off your game before we cut ties with you, it feels so gross. It feels really disgusting. Like, and maybe they thought they were doing them a favor of like, but of like, hey, we're going to show your game off to any potential suitors that will come grab you up. Um, but the word coming out is that Ninja Theory didn't know about this. Ninja Theory was not expecting to
Yeah.
be shuttered before they showed this game off. And if that's the case, that's gross. That feels so bad. That is
Mm.
just like that. That.
Chaboink mentions Sony probably circling the blood. I think if Sony is acquiring any of it is Ninja Theory. Um, but I don't think they will. Like, I had a conversation with a friend recently, trying to make them play the Uncharted games, and we were talking about like the Ninja Theory stuff as well. And I feel like, especially the second Hellblade game, feels like this is the kind of game that like the Naughty Dog detractors think their games are like, where it's just
Okay.
like no gameplay, it's just a movie, bro. Why did it need to be a game? And like, so to some extent I feel like Sony, they understand more what hard gameplay has in the whole experience than I think Microsoft does. Like I think Microsoft, again, like I think there's proof through decades and decades that they don't understand what video games are. Like really.
Mhm.
Um and what makes good games. And I think they look at a game like Hellblade 2 and like, what, this looks like a Sony game. Because
Yeah.
like the graphics are good and there's like cutscenes. Um, but like, and I mean, especially in like the more recent era, Sony games have gone way deeper into like gameplay rich experiences. Like, like, even though I wouldn't call like Uncharted and The Last of Us like movie games, like the gameplay is really a big part of those games.
Mhm.
But then you like pivot into something like God of War, and now you suddenly have like complex combo systems and all this stuff. Like, that is a way more rich game in terms of gameplay systems.
Mhm.
And you got something like Horizon, so they have pivoted more into that direction as well. And it feels like I feel like even back when like Uncharted kind of hit the scene and you got like a lot of imitators, most of those games were like still had like more gameplay than Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
So I think if they don't buy Ninja Theory, that's the reason why. I could see the conversation starting, and I mean, from what we saw of the new game, Senua,
Mhm.
definitely looked like they were going in the right direction. They realized, like, oh shit, we need to actually make a game too. Um, so maybe that shows them enough promise. But I think, I mean, it would be a great situation from a PR perspective for Sony to go gobble up a
You
Microsoft
think
studio.
Xbox would sell to Sony?
100%. I don't think they care.
Interesting. I mean, I do think like these moves are to uh, and to put it bluntly, and probably Xbox perspective, they're trimming the fat, right? I mean, they are focusing on core IP as we've seen with a lot
Mm.
of
And
publishers,
they've
Square
said as
Enix,
much.
Ubisoft, um,
They're gonna focus
that
on Halo and Fallout.
Halo. I mean, and why wouldn't you, right? I mean, I get the mindset from Xbox. It sucks. It feels bad. Like, but like, I also can't like. I mean, it's. I saw it put this way for Xbox and for Microsoft. It's either do this or lose everything. Like, because like Xbox can't survive at the size it is. It's not. Game Pass is losing the money hand over fist.
Who could have
So you.
thought? Who could have thought it was a
Uh,
terrible idea?
we've been talking about this for years, right? Like about how there's no way Xbox could be making money, or on Game Pass. But yeah, I mean they are in a kind of a do or die situation where that the former founder of Xbox or whoever he is that made that statement talked about ushering them into their long good night. Uh, it's I mean, if what Asha Sharma is doing here and what Xbox is doing here doesn't work, it probably is the end of Xbox. This is probably their last shot if I had any guess on it, especially with the way the industry is moving, with how expensive everything is, with how long development times are.
Mm.
That you only get so many resets. I mean, I do think it's very interesting. We'll have to see how like what shakes up with Helix because we talked about this a little bit off uh, air or whatever, but the idea that or not off air, but last week that the idea that Project Helix is supposed to be this PC console hybrid. The moves they're making here, it doesn't make any sense to do that. Like if this is your move to cut fat to trim down to be the place to go play games, uh, and like it honestly, you need to be affordable. The next thing that you need to be putting out is a true console, not some PC console gimmick. Um, yeah, I think it's incredibly tragic. I hope all these studios land on his feet. I think Double Fine is probably a lock. Somebody's going to pick them up, or Tim Schafer will get the funding in some way to keep making games with Double Fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
the
yeah, I think Double Fine will probably go independent. I think. I thought it was weird that they were acquired to begin with because they kind of felt like their own thing.
Mhm.
I mean, they like host, don't they host Day of the Devs?
In some fashion, they work with Day of the Devs.
Mm. I do, though. I think Ninja Theory will probably be acquired. Maybe not. Like I could see a situation where maybe they're too expensive for anyone else to want to buy,
Yeah.
or like they're same time. It's like again, like what we were talking about before. Like I don't know. I don't really know why a game like Hellblade would be so expensive to make.
Yeah, I
Um,
want the documentary on what happened with Hellblade 2. Like why did that game take so long?
mm,
What happened during the development process? Why did it, and because I mean I feel like the delayed development time and the mixed reviews of that game just kind of was the last straw for them. Not
mm,
last straw, but obviously because they're working on Senua. But if Hellblade 2 is as successful as the first one and sets the industry on fire the way the first one does, we're talking about Hellblade as one of Xbox's core IP instead of them, shuttering them or selling off their
mm.
the studio.
I was
I
watching.
think.
I was watching
Go ahead.
something. yesterday or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it was someone that talked about like Ninja Theory announcing their new game. It's like, God damn it, why are you making another Hellblade game? Like, make literally anything else. And it's like, that made me remember that's like, Ninja Theory has made so many cool games. Why are they only making Hellblade games now?
You mean like Bleeding Edge?
But I mean, they made like they made Heavenly Sword, they made Odyssey. What was it called? Enslaved Odyssey to the West.
Mm,
They
yeah,
made the Devil May Cry reboot. They
the one
made
that nobody liked.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Um,
that tracks.
but yeah, I mean, they have like a long history of a variety of games, and now they just make Hellblade. What would
Yeah,
be sick is if Sony buys them and they put them on making a new Heavenly Sword.
yeah. I mean, whoever buys them, if they do get purchased, I mean, their next game is Senua. So I mean, that's why I feel like Ninja Theory is probably safe, just because it's like a you purchase the publishing rights to whatever they're doing. You pay for the game's coming out soon. That game looks very close, or like well within you know its development life cycle. So I do feel like of the three, like the chance of one of them getting picked up, Ninja Theory is probably the easiest. I mean, Double Fine typically puts games out at a pretty quick pace. They just put out Kiln last year, and then put out
Keeper last year killed.
Keeper last year, Kiln this year, and then Psychonauts 2 the year before. But I don't think they need a publisher. I think they just go back indie. I think Compulsion's probably done, and that sucks because South of Midnight's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't. I that's where I was gonna lead. Like, I think Compulsion it, I don't know if they're gonna make it out of this.
That sucks. That's terrible. Like, uh, man, the worst part about it is I don't think we're done. I think we've got probably another. We're going to see Xbox cutting ties with teams or closing teams
So
probably for the next 6 months.
Shaboink mentioned closing it is crazy. I heard something about that, but like they're not mentioned in the
I think
article,
it's in the
right?
rumor mill. Yeah, no, they're not mentioned, but the rumor. I mean, it is floating around in the rumor mill, and so is Arcane Leon, with which is why everybody speculated we didn't see Blade. Um, Machine Games, they're being tossed around as well.
See,
Imagine being like, imagine being purchased, like Bethesda being purchased by Xbox just for them to shutter half of their studios. That's
yeah.
wild.
Seriously, just spin Bethesda back out again. And like, sure,
Yeah.
take Fallout, take Elder Scrolls, take like the main Bethesda studio. Just spin the rest out as a new company. Like, fucking
hmm
hell, man.
It's awful. It's terrible. And there was an interesting question posed. I think he was on the Kind of Funny Games Daily. Do you think Todd Howard makes it with Xbox long enough to see Elder Scrolls 6 at this rate? Like,
Um I mean, if
Like
they
how like as the dude at Bethesda, right? Like how fed up of all this does he have to be?
I mean, I think I mean, if anything, like the main Bethesda studio is gonna stay intact.
No, I agree with that. I just think like we're seeing Xbox execs leave left and right. Phil
Mm.
Spencer, Sarah Bond, Craig Duncan, and Luis O'Connor both departed as well from Xbox later last or earlier last week. And I just think you could see other people deciding, hey, we don't want to be a part of this. And I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that Todd Howard's just like, hey, this wasn't my dream, this wasn't my vision. Like what you're doing, what I don't want to be a part of this. Um,
Yeah, I'm not I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, it would make something I was thinking about during that. I like because Microsoft they technically acquired Cinemax.
right.
Like they could spin out Cinemax and just take all of the Bethesda assets and like leave id and Arcane and like the other Cinemax owned studios and spin them out as Cinemax.
Yeah.
And I think they should 100% do that. Like closing id is insane.
It's insane. It's
Like,
absolutely insane.
why would you close Doom? And
I
how is Doom not one of your core IPs? Like, that's
I
crazy.
don't know how to explain that one. Yeah. Uh, I think if I think id's probably safer than a machine games if I had to. But then again, with the like you had a quadruple A studio in what was it? What was it called? The Initiative,
Yeah,
uh, making a Perfect Dark game that looked like Xbox's flagship, and they were just like, nah, never mind. Nah, that's too costly. This is too much. Like, I don't think anything's safe. I don't think, to be honest, like Halo hasn't had a successful entry in 2 decades, or not
yeah.
2 decades, but like
If
a decade and a half.
anything,
Like,
if anything, I think it's wild that they think Halo is a core IP.
it doesn't feel like it. I mean,
Yeah, like
uh,
they have like the way I see Halo in my head, it's like Master Chief is like sitting like exhausted in a wheelchair and they just keep wheeling him out. They just keep wheeling him out. It's like, okay, make Xbox great again. Come on, Master Chief, you can do it one more time. And he's just like sitting there like, oh,
and
barely alive.
on top of that, like we're talking about like their flagship franchises or whatever, and Gears of War, I'm sure, is included in that. But the also the reports coming out is that Gears of War E Day cost $400 million to make, which
Bro.
I don't understand how you spend $400 million to make that game. But
Well,
if that game
they
comes
haven't
out and
really
doesn't,
made anything since Gears 5.
when did Gears 5 come out?
Um,
Um,
was it like halfway through the Xbox One generation?
the Coalition didn't do remake.
I mean, that would have been a side team. I mean, it was a remaster.
Yeah, Coalition made Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Oh no, that's Ultimate Edition. That's not Reloaded. They also, yeah, they also developed Gears of War Reloaded.
Yeah, but
So
that's a
that's
port job. You
sure.
don't
I mean,
set
it's
the whole
still something that
studio on that.
hands right, but regardless, $400 million. I mean, that's Spider Man territory. That's with the Marvel license, right? Like that's you're
I
not
mean, that
seeing
300.
returns on that.
I thought the rumor for Spider-Man 3 was 300.
But it's 350. I thought was right, which is
Oh
more than,
yeah.
yeah, 400 is more than that, obviously, but that's without the licensing. Uh,
Yeah, them pretending
that's
E-Day didn't have a PS5 version and pulled it last minute is hilarious.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
again, like there's
What are you
so
expecting there,
many,
sales wise?
I don't know. Like again, like as I was kind, I think I talked about this on our like Summer Game Fest reactions, but like I feel like they're trying to do the same thing they've always done with Halo, but now with Gears of War, where it's like, okay, we gotta wheel Marcus Phoenix back out. Come on, you can make
Yep.
people excited about Xbox again.
No, it's absolutely true. And I mean, to be fair, that was one of the highlights shown, but like I just think it's too tall of a mountain to climb. $400 million is just a dooming number. Like you're
Yeah,
not seeing profits on that. I don't.
yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
Um. Yeah, I think we're talking about id. I just you can't close id. Like that sounds you're you're creating so many enemies, and so much bad will by shuttering a studio with that much prestige.
yeah,
Uh, I think if it came down to machine games or you'd probably see machine games get knocked out. Or I mean, Obsidian, like which is crazy to me because
I
Obsidian put
don't
out
think
what
they're
3 games last year.
yeah, I don't think they're closing Obsidian. Obsidian is way too much of a machine.
Yeah, no, I agree. It would be foolhardy to do,
But I mean, this
especially
is
with, I mean,
also
if you want
Xbox,
Fallout
like,
games like quickly, Obsidian's the team to do it, right?
mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and if they close Machine Game, why? Why? I know they made the Indiana Jones game that wasn't good, but like, you
yeah,
did.
no, I mean it's the same thing with like the Wolfenstein franchise, where
Did you
compared to
did you
Doom, like,
hear what I said that specifically to like rile you up?
wait, what?
I said they made the Indiana Jones game that wasn't good.
Oh, I haven't played it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I thought it
remember
was
I was gonna play it,
I
and then
thought it
you were
was
like,
fine.
"That can't be your first Indiana Jones experience."
Oh, right, you haven't seen the movies.
So that did change. I did watch Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Um,
I watched the rest of them before I played.
but yeah, I thought the game was kind of it was okay. I didn't
Yeah,
finish it. But yeah, like the Wolfenstein games are so good, but they have like that studio have kind of been all over the place for a while. Like critics were good on Indiana Jones, so
yeah,
like I really want them to get back to doing another Wolfenstein game, like a real mainline Wolfenstein game. Um, but again, like Microsoft has such a weird ass mindset about these studios where it's like, "Oh, do you have a game coming out in the next fiscal year?" "No." "Okay, bye." It's like, "Bro, when did you forget how like how games are made? How
yeah,
long it takes to make them? Like, what do you think is gonna like because this isn't the first like some like if you just think about it, like what do all of these studios have in common? They just released a game.
yeah.
And Microsoft doesn't want to invest what's necessary to get the next game out.
Hmm.
And it's so obvious. And like I feel like their playbook at this point is buy a studio that's almost going to release a game, let them release the game, and then boom, shot in the head.
Yeah, no, I agree. Uh, I feel like Xbox's real next move should, like, forget the studio closures. Like, just stop doing day one Game Pass. Make people buy your games in order to play them
Yes.
day one,
Oh my god. But they
and
can't do that because then that like admits that it didn't work.
admit that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Blame it on Phil Spencer again. Like, I don't know. Like, just make him the scapegoat for everything, and just get rid of day one Game Pass. Like, and do what PlayStation does. Bring the games there. 6 months, a year later, whatever have you. Um, I think even PlayStation said that was a bad idea with Horizon, because they brought
Yeah. I mean, they do like over a year later.
yeah. But yeah, that if Xbox is serious about getting back into the race and making it an actual console war again, like, Game Pass day one's got to go. As sad as it is, because it is still the best deal for consumers in gaming, but it's killing their
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. If they were to sell off Xbox, who buys them?
If they were to sell off Xbox,
Yeah. Because that is
does
also
anybody have the money to buy that?
that is
Like,
in the cards. Like either spinning Xbox off or selling them is in the
well,
cards.
the answer is who's buying EA? Saudi Arabia.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean that's who else has got that kind of money to throw around? Tencent.
Amazon. Amazon, I mean, they're interested in games too. Not that I want them to buy Xbox, but that would kind of make
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I don't. Does isn't Amazon still pushing Luna to some extent?
I don't remember. But I think they would
Amazon,
gladly shutter Luna and buy Xbox.
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Imagine Amazon Xbox sounds awful.
Amazon is doing the 007 First Light, or publishing it. Um,
Yep.
and they're already working with IO on the sequel. Um, so yeah, I mean they do want to get more into games. I mean, they've been making like 15 MMOs. Uh,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I could see them spin off Xbox, and that would probably be like the hardware business and like a lot of the IPs, but like not the biggest ones. Um, and let Microsoft keep them.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe that they just sell the entire Xbox business and that goes with them. And I could see them spin off Cinemax again. Um, I could see
Yeah,
them
I'd
spin
like to
off
see just
Activision,
Bethesda be its own
honestly.
thing again.
Yeah, I could see them spin off Activision, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even talked about an Activision franchise as part of their core five. Like, and Activision's got like just
How- Their core franchises are Halo, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls. Where the fuck is Call of Duty?
yeah,
Also, like, do you know why Call of Duty is not in that list? Because Microsoft fucked it up.
yeah.
Like,
One
Call
year
of
of Game
Duty,
Pass.
Call of Duty was a fucking machine. And the games, like, people hate Call of Duty because they sold well and they scored well.
Yeah. No, and
And in
consistency
the
every time.
Microsoft era, Call of Duty has consistently not sold well and not scored well.
Yep.
Like
Now,
I don't think
granted, Call of Duty will
any.
always do well just because they have like a fan base that is
Yeah,
ravenous for it. But mainstream wise, I mean, you see the industry backlash on it every time Xbox ends a show with Call of Duty. It's like we don't want to
yeah.
see
I don't
this.
know why you're doing like this. Just shows me how much they don't understand what they're doing.
Also, you're banking on a lot with Elder Scrolls being one of your
Mm,
flagship titles. And look, I know that the tenure or the lineage that Elder Scrolls has. But we haven't seen an Elder Scrolls game in almost a decade or over a decade, I think. And the last time we saw a Bethesda game, it looked like a Bethesda game. There was
yeah,
if Elder Scrolls
Starfield
6
was
comes out and
not.
looks exactly like Skyrim and
Yeah,
plays exactly like Skyrim, it's not gonna set the world on fire. It
yeah,
just won't.
yeah. Like yeah, Starfield was a major like disappointment for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um,
That game should have been like
that should have
Xbox's
been
like
the
ticket.
yeah,
Like,
like Starfield should have been the new Fallout, the new
yeah.
Elder Scrolls.
And it's very unfortunate. I don't think a I'm not sure when we're seeing Elder Scrolls 6. The game has no life, no pulse at this point. Uh and I wouldn't be shocked if we never see it. Like at this point, like
Mm,
I am not holding my breath, that's for sure.
yeah. Yeah, the only thing I hope with all of this is that that studios don't get shut down, like spin them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Please.
let them go. That's yeah,
And it's like
absolutely. I mean,
they
good
can
on them
still
for making
do.
that move in the first place.
Yeah, and like they can still do like what they did with Toys for Bob, where it's like, okay, they spun them off, but they still publish their game. Like then they don't have like the investment or like the responsibility for the studio to survive. Like they could still spin off Ninja Theory and
Yeah.
publish Senua, for example.
Yeah, I would have thought that that's what we would have heard when the talks of Ninja Theory getting spun off was going to be that they were going to finish out Senua and then the studio was going to go its own way. But the fact that they're just like, hey, check out this really cool game that one of our studios is making, you can have it for the right price. Like,
You can have it.
That's I feel like that's unprecedented. Has that happened before? Like, not I mean, not to my knowledge, but
I mean, I think I would straight up not be surprised if they showed Senua, like, Microsoft showed Senua, and then, like, the next week was like, "We have to shut down studios." And they had, like, a
yeah,
short list, and Ninja Theory was on that list. Like, that was, like, not the plan when they showed it, because Microsoft is it seems like they do everything on a whim, with
yeah,
absolutely no levels of understanding or research into anything they do. Or not Microsoft, Xbox specifically. Um, and yeah, it's just it's just dumb. Like, because if you
it's
look at
dumb.
like the rest of the industry, if you just do things properly, you make money. Like, the
Yeah,
reason why some of the biggest companies are are failing right now, like Ubisoft, is because they stopped doing things properly. Like, they just kind
yeah,
of started like back like, what was it, like 10 years ago or something like that. At this point, Ubisoft was on top of the world, and then they just started following every trend, making 15 billion different live service games that all failed. And
yeah,
that's why they're in the gutter right now. N because they stopped doing things properly. If you just do things properly, you succeed, especially at this scale,
yeah,
because
absolutely.
everyone knows about you.
Another studio we didn't touch on. You think Rare's safe?
Oh, no. Or maybe because Sea of Thieves is still doing good.
Live service games die eventually, man. Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
That
yeah,
one
Sea
has
of Thieves
been
is probably
alive
bringing
for
in
a
money
long
still.
time, though.
It was on that one's been going for an unprecedented amount of time, and people are tired of seeing it. Like, that's another thing you hear from
Mm.
every Xbox game showcase is like, I don't want to see Sea of Thieves again, but that's probably all you're seeing from Rare for a while.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's the thing, like, right? Because, like, oh, I don't want to see Sea of Thieves. I don't want to see Elder Scrolls Online. I don't want to see Fallout 76. The reason why they show them is because they still have players.
yeah, because those studios have nothing else. Yeah, I what do you think what's the bigger hit to like gaming, like the industry itself, or just like the lineage of gaming's history is id or rare? Like if we lost, I mean, rare is not the same rare that
Mm,
the people have like the fond, amazing memories of,
mm.
obviously,
I mean,
but
Playtonic
like,
is that company now. I mean, they have
yeah,
basically acquired all of those people.
yeah. Uh, I still think that name carries something, and it
I don't know
like
if it
I'm
does
curious.
anymore.
No,
No, I mean, it carries something to um like 90s kids who have not paid attention to the industry at all since then,
yeah, that's fair.
which is not a market.
I mean, but does id carry that weight the same way? I mean,
I
from a
mean,
gaming history standpoint, absolutely. But
yeah, but like, it has continued to prove themselves. If
yeah,
id
true,
if id hadn't made anything since Doom 3 or whatever, since Rage, then it would be like, oh yeah, it's the guys who made the Doom.
the Doom. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that was it. But like, no, they completely reinvented themselves with the Doom reboot, and have continued to prove themselves with Eternal and the Dark Ages.
true, true. Speaking of Doom, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention we actually lost famed composer Bobby Prince uh, on the 16th last week. He was the composer of Doom and Doom 2. So just wanted to shout that out while we're talking about the potential downfall of id. But rest in peace to an absolute legend, because those soundtracks are like just it doesn't get much more like influential or like just monumental in terms of gaming soundtracks than the OG Doom ones. Um, yeah, it sucks at Xbox right now. Hopefully, it gets better. Hopefully, these studios find homes, and hopefully, they make better decisions in the future with who with for these indie studios and who they align with,
Mm.
and B, Xbox, and not just gobbling up indies or studios to both bolster their brand and then shuttering them 2 years
Yeah.
later.
I don't think they're gonna be doing that anymore because like a big reason why there were so many acquisitions in the COVID era was because money was free.
Yeah,
And like basically, as I'm not like a financial expert, but from what I've heard people talk about is that like basically during that time, you basically lost money by not spending it. Which doesn't make any sense to me, but I mean, financials usually don't make any sense to me.
yeah,
So buying things was like actually a good idea. Um, but now that's not the case anymore. Hence why they want to sell them all or all that. So whatever, man. Just it.
well,
I mean, it was so exciting to have Asha Sharma and you. You know, we thought that Xbox would be good again, and now we're back.
yeah. Look, and she said as much, right? She didn't sugarcoat these things. She said, part of their fixing this company was going to result in bad news, unfortunate layoffs, studio closures. She was very upfront with those things. So I still think she's doing and saying the things that she has to do to turn this thing around for Xbox. It's just gonna suck for a while, and we're not done. I fully believe we're not done with the bad news out of Xbox uh, and out of Microsoft. But while it's all doom and gloom from the Microsoft side, things are all happy and go lucky over in Sony. Uh,
Oh,
Sony has recently announced officially, as close to officially stating that they are done with PC support for their first party titles as they can, or as you ever going to get from them, as
unless
well
it's a live
as
service game.
right, unless it's
Or
a live
well,
service
they've
game.
specifically said like unless it's a game that like basically requires players to play it.
Mhm. And then,
Except of course they
uh,
don't release on Xbox.
yeah.
Which completely ruins that whole methodology.
This report pulled from Eurogamer.net on June 19th. Sony has removed any mention of games coming to PC in its annual business environment and strategy report for PlayStation, but has added details on how it will utilize AI. Sony plans to use AI to unleash the creativity of studios and further enhance the PlayStation experience. The report states with the company aiming to improve productivity through the use of AI powered tools within its studios. This will,
Always
yeah,
productivity. We always got to
this
improve productivity.
always got to do it. This will allow developers to reinvest their time into building richer worlds and gameplay experiences, it says. Sony also has plans to leverage AI in the PlayStation Store to route transactions more efficiently and to personalize and recommend content for each individual user. Sony also aims to push visual fidelity forward and deliver higher quality gameplay experiences through continued investments in AI and machine learning.
Yeah. You
This
know,
also
we
comes on
gotta
top of the news that Sony and laid off most of the Destiny 2 team and some of the Marathon team in recent weeks. So, Dennis, let's crack this one open as well. This
yeah. We gotta burn the oceans, man. We gotta burn the ocean just so you get because understand, Ryan. How would you have known that you would have liked game X if we didn't burn the oceans to tell you about it?
That's so true. I had no way of knowing
Exactly.
that.
Like how could you possibly have known about your favorite game if we didn't burn the oceans so the PlayStation Store could use AI to tell you what games you like?
That's so true. I I look, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
The oceans have to burn. I need to know what games to play. I am a stupid idiot person, and I have no idea what I like and dislike anymore. And I need your stupid AI to tell me.
Yeah. By the way, did you hear the quote from Jeff Bezos about water
No.
usage? He said that he said that human water consumption is holding AI back.
That's crazy. That's that's that is like super villain level territory right there.
Yeah,
What even is that?
that's not like I'm not lying. He said that.
That's insane. Oh, these people are so out of touch with reality. It's
Like
crazy.
it's insane. Like that's how these people think. That's like, oh man, if you just stop drinking water, we could make so many cool things with AI. It's like for who? If everyone stop drinking water, you're not gonna have anyone to sell AI to. You fucking idiot.
Oh man. So I mean, obviously this sucks, right? Like, I mean, you saw it come. We saw it coming. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, every and look, I work in tech. I work in IT. My the CEO of our company is nonstop talking about uh using AI. I
Ryan,
it's
Ryan,
part
Ryan,
of my
Ryan, Ryan. Don't you know that you need the AI? You need the
we
AI to
need
be
the
more.
AI.
You need
Dude,
the AI
and
to
when
be
they
more. To be more. You gotta be more productive, man. You need the AI to be more productive, man. That's what you need.
they started talking about this new AI thing that would like it's like a screen cap monitor, like it monitors what the techs are doing while they're working to like grade their productivity. I'm just like I am so out if this happens, man. Like
Wait, sorry. Say that
I'm
again.
just
Say that again.
like where it monitors, like it uses the camera in your computer to monitor what you're doing
Oh my
and
god.
like what's on your screen,
Yeah.
how you're
Oh,
utilizing your time, how efficient you are.
did you see that? So Meta introduced a system like that all over the company, where they like tracked keystrokes. They tracked literally everything, like screen recording, all of this stuff, and they just turned it off this week because big surprise, a whole lot of personal shit showed up in there. That became public
Amazing.
information for the company. And it was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's bad. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that, Mark fucking Zuckerberg. Mark
Yeah.
Fuckerberg. Has anyone called him Mark Zuckerberg before?
Oh, that we have now. Apparently. uh, this sucks. Obviously,
Yeah.
this sucks. We've said that we're going to say this. We're going to be talking about this for a while. Hopefully, eventually, like we talk about the AI bubble burst, and people realize that this isn't going to work, or that
Mm.
people don't want this. But for the time being, it looks like this is the world we live in, which is just really crappy. And we've had multiple conversations about like the moral dilemma of supporting studios that use AI. And so far, the only studios that have been like said like, hey, these games using AI is it's the placeholder images for like AI art and stuff like that in like for like background images or um which the industry has been kind of like I guess mixed on. Some people still like slamming their fists down and not supporting that kind of thing, whereas others are like, okay, well that's like I guess we could give you leeway on those types of things. Crazy taxi being the most recent uh example of this.
So this is
I
the official statement from PlayStation about how AI evolves the PlayStation experience. As AI lowers barriers to creation and increases volume and diversity of content, the PlayStation platform and studios are expected to remain critical in delivering high quality experiences and helping players discover the right content in an increasingly crowded landscape. Well, to debunk this first point is that then don't use AI. If you want to have high quality experiences that are elevated above the, well, as they said, as AI lowers barriers to creation. Basically, if you want to make the things that will be elevated above the slop, then don't use AI. Do what you have been doing. Point two: within the studio business, AI powered tools are automating repetitive workflows and improving productivity across areas such as software development, quality assurance, 3D modeling, and animation, allowing production teams to focus on building richer worlds and gameplay experiences. And this is the only point, this is the one point that kind of has some level of legitimacy, but not when you go into like Gen AI and like the slop shit, but like there are things that machine learning can be used for to do things that nobody wants to do.
Yeah.
But like for example, Epic released a clip showing like how Gen AI is used in like the in the Fortnite development or whatever. And they showed video of like, okay, so here's a guy and he is concepting a new character for Fortnite. So he draws the character by hand. And then he tells their Gen AI system to basically just render the character he drew in the Fortnite style. And then hand that off to a 3D modeler. And I'm sitting here like, why do we need to do this? You have a skilled 3D artist who can make this artist doesn't need the character to be rendered in the Fortnite style to know what to do. Like it
Yeah.
assumes that the 3D modeler, the 3D artist, is not an artist. It assumes that it's just a machine who has to make something based from like a spec sheet. But no, like through the entire like
You're adding
history
a
of,
step, really.
yeah,
Like,
through the entire history of any fucking art pipeline that has gone from 2D to 3D, the 3D artist takes what the 2D artist did and elevates it. And that's part of the process. This just gives AI that just turns the interpretation into nothing at all and gives the 3D artist just something to a spec to follow.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's so stupid, and that's not what you want. But like in, for example, um a situation where you could use machine learning in a useful way is that like whenever you make a 3D character, you need to rig that character so it can be animated. And that is a manual process that is really um annoying and requires an extensive amount of like detail and all this stuff. But like every human character is just a human character. We know how they move. So all you really
Yeah.
need to do is tell a machine learned system how they are supposed to work. And then you can get a one-click solution to get any 3D character fully rigged and ready to go. So, and that's like nobody likes to do rigging. Like that's just a process that, and I mean, there are some, yes, there will be people that are displaced by that because like that is a job that is extremely requested because again, nobody wants to do this. So there are some people that have specifically specialized themselves in this job because it's well paid because again, nobody wants to
Nobody
do
wants to do
this.
it.
And yes,
Those
those
poor
people
people.
will be displaced by this, but they are in, I would, I think, I'm pretty sure in most cases also skilled artists, so they could just do art, so they could have fun instead. But you know,
Yeah.
that is like a person will be displaced by that. So I mean, but again, I think if we look at the history of technological advancement, every technological advancement have replaced jobs. But the issue with Gen AI specifically is that it's replacing jobs that people actually want to do.
Yeah.
Like, for
Like,
example, like if you take like I always taken this like example, like the printing press. Like back in the day, like Bibles were incredibly expensive because some fucker had to sit there and write every
some
single
poor
fucking
schlop.
letter and compare it to like they have a reference Bible and then they just have to write every fucking word by hand. And nobody wanted to do that. And it also like, but they could print more of them, which by the way, great for the proliferation of religion, I suppose. Um,
Yeah.
then they could sell cheap Bibles and indoctrinate people into the cult.
All right, learning something new about Dennis today.
um, but yeah,
uh,
so I think it's always, again, like while some people will be replaced by it, I think it's generally a good thing when you can replace boring jobs and allow those people to do something that's more fun. Or
yeah,
in
I
most
think what's
cases,
like
it's not like
interesting
a,
about this statement.
yeah.
What's really like interesting about the statement is like in the end, go put it. We want people to access high quality experience. They said
Mm,
we'll leave time for them to create or give richer, was it richer stories and more fulfilling creative experiences or something along those lines. And it's like
mm.
you already have that.
Yeah,
Like
you
you are
already
already
have that.
doing that. Like you in
In
spades.
fact,
Like more
you're
so.
probably
Yeah.
one of the best examples.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
might be the best example of rich narratives and creative experiences. And like all this does is damage you, like in
yeah,
the public eye. Like
exactly.
there's no like, are you really saving that much money? AI is not cheap.
Yeah. And
It's not cheap.
exactly, and right, like we're in the era right now. We're in the like we're getting into the post subsidized AI era where it's like companies have to like now actually pay what these services cost. And like
Mhm.
as someone who is like also has like one foot in like the tech industry, like I've heard multiple reports of like companies that have like, okay, this is your yearly budget of AI token use, and they use it in like a few days because that budget was based on a heavily subsidized model, like heavily subsidized price model for how this works. But like now, when you actually have to pay what it costs, or companies do, like the experiences we as regular people we are still heavily subsidized because
Yeah.
they know that we will never pay these prices. Um, and this is leading to companies actually hiring people again, which is insane. It's so
Yeah.
funny. But don't you know, Ryan? Like you can have an agent do that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, like an
We
agent can do that for you, and it will burn AI tokens to an insane degree. And like, okay, what did it do? I don't know. It changed a logo on a website, which would have taken intern like 5 minutes to do.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, okay. The next one, the third point is across the platform business, AI is driving efficiency, personalization, and customer value at scale, while continued investments in AI and machine learning are expected to push visual fidelity forward and deliver higher quality player experiences. This point just decides to change entirely what it's about midway through, because like at the beginning it's like, oh yeah, this actually makes sense, because one thing that AI is really good at is taking a lot of information about you and figuring out what you like, what you want. Again, you have to burn the oceans to do that, but it is something that it's good at. Summarization is um, famously one of the things that AI is really good at. um, but then halfway through the statement, it's like, it changes its mind. It's like, okay, AI, it's not about summarization, it's about visual fidelity. It's like, okay, like this one just doesn't make any sense. And like I think again, like, is driving efficiency, personalization, and customer value at scale. Like, yes, if you can do it without burning the oceans. Because like, if you can get
Yeah,
actual, and also preferably not stealing my personal information, thank you. Which is also like, not great. But like, for example, let's say if I were to do this ethically, I would have all of your player data locally on your console, and I would run AI locally on your PlayStation to figure out what it is you like, and then show those recommendations locally on the PlayStation Store. But they wouldn't do that because that doesn't include data collection about you. You can sell to third parties for money.
that's
So,
true. That's very true.
and the last point is, overall, AI is expected to unleash the creativity of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studios, power a more curated and customer centric platform, and enhance the PlayStation experience, supported by its global player base, deep IP library, and integrated ecosystems. Again, like, unleash the creativity of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studios. You don't think they have unleashed that creativity already? There is absolutely nothing that AI will do to make these studios more creative.
Absolutely not.
So this is all
These are some of
fucking
the most
bullshit.
creative people on the planet.
Yes.
Like they don't need it. They don't need your help. They don't need AI's help. These people, like you, I, I would love to know what the studios at Sony feel about this decision. Like, when they read those words, like, what does Neil Druckmann think when he reads that statement from Sony?
I think Neil wants to fucking die from reading that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
What?
know, man. If it turns out that, like, I don't think they have, oh, I really hope they haven't like used a bunch of AI in making Intergalactic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to like? I don't know. Like, and at what point do they mandate this? So like, are they saying like, hey, you have to use this
And
to
that
Sony
that's
Santa Monica to Insomniac to?
that is my biggest issue with AI tools, is that it's not like, hey, here's a tool, use it if it helps you. It's like, no, you have to use it. Use the
And then you have to
AI
disclose that
tool.
you used it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not use it if it helps you, because they know that it doesn't actually help you, but they have to fill like this quota of AI usage for the stakeholders, Ryan. The stakeholders need to know that you've
Right.
used
Right.
AI.
Who at Sony is going to walk up to Hideo Kojima and tell him he's got to use AI for fizzing? Like I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation. I wouldn't understand
Mm.
a lick of it because I don't speak the language, but I would love to see it.
Well,
Who wants to tell the
luckily
most
for
creative
luckily
man
for
in the
you, Ryan.
industry?
Luckily for you, Ryan, AI could allow you to translate Japanese
That's kind of
and
cool. That
listen
part's kind of
to
sick.
the to what he's saying.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, like
it
that.
would be hilarious to listen to somebody tell the most creative man in the industry, we would
Mm,
like you to use AI so that you could be more creative.
yeah,
Like, like, come on, man.
and like, did you? I don't know if I talked about this, but did you hear about like the at like I think it was at Amazon and a few more companies where it's like they started implementing this kind of leaderboard based system on amount of tokens used.
Wow.
So basically they did like, oh, if you use more tokens and use more AI, then you will be higher on the leaderboard. And do you know what happened because of that and why it's not implemented anymore?
Mm-mm.
Because people started coding agents that just burn tokens.
That's insane.
So that they would be on the top of the leaderboard. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
who would have known that having bullshit quotas like that would lead to bullshit work? Because
Yeah,
again, like I
we've
said
had things like
before,
that in telecom.
these kind of mandates don't actually make any sense, because if you have created a truly useful tool, people will use it. You don't have to mandate it.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's not getting any better. At least not yet. We got a long way to go with this. We're gonna be in this in the crap for quite a while. I feel.
Yeah. But I think we are reaching reaching the end. I think the bubble will pop.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really
And
do.
can you imagine the bliss when the bubble pops and hopefully RAM prices go back down again?
Oh man, yeah. Please, before we see the PS6 and
Yeah.
Project Helix or whatever,
I
that'd be
think I
great.
don't know, I don't remember which company it was, but some company said that they expect RAM prices to either stay the same or keep going up over the next 5 years. So basically, the only way out of this is if the bubble pops. And this is the kind of situation where Sony is fucking themselves with this whole AI shit, because they're only proliferating the entire reason why nobody buys PlayStation 5s anymore.
Yep.
Like when they did the price increase, the the stratospherical fucking sales curve of the PS5 that has been going on since release was like completely stunted. And that is entirely because of the AI craze, and making this statement going like all in on AI is not helping you in any way. It's like I've had the same argument about Apple, where it's like, okay, Apple, you fuck your AI approach, but like you make money on selling iPhones and the App Store. It's like, why are you doing this? Just become anti AI. And that way, your biggest competitors in Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, you're actively fucking them up, which is what you want. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand, like, how more companies don't understand this. Where it's like,
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
you will benefit by the AI bubble popping. And like as like I don't know if I've said it on the show before, but like AI is here to stay. Like the technology itself is not evil. The technology itself is not bad. The problem is that all of these companies, all of these investors just they're like squirrels that like pop up at the sound of anyone saying AI. There's no reason behind any of this. Um, we need the bubble to pop so that this technology can actually reach a logical conclusion or a logical state for the future, where we
It
realize like what is it actually good for, what is it actually useful for, and like one of the like objectively good things that have gotten coming out of AI is in the medical field, where it's like, um, from what I understand, like there are incredible advancements thanks to AI in the medical field. Because what is AI good at? AI is great at taking an immense amount of data and finding conclusions from that data. And like a lot of research in the medical field is just people like coming to those conclusions, because all of
Yeah.
this information, all basically, like it is a puzzle, like a real puzzle. Like a real puzzle is when you have all the pieces and it's just about figuring out how to put those pieces together. And like that is really like most of medicine. Like a lot of, I would imagine that like a lot of the things that we will develop in the coming years are based on information that we already knew. It's just that someone hadn't thought
Yeah.
of putting it together that way. And that is something that AI is really good at. And as far as I understand, we have had advancements because of that. And that is like a situation where like I am completely fine with harvesting the entire world's information if it leads to medical advancements. But I'm not okay with harvesting the entire world's information if it leads to Sam Altman buying another Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you know I love the hopeful mindset of like when the bubble pops. I do think the damage done by AI, there is going to be an irreparable nature to it, especially in the gaming space because Steam Next Fest came and went last week, and I follow a lot of like independent developers on like Reddit and stuff, and the main thing that I saw pouring out of it is like so much for asset flip slop. It's all just AI slop like littered across Steam Next Fest. So you can't
Mm.
even like pick out indie
But
developers'
that's
games from
that's
just
like if the bubble pops, that will be fixed.
is
Because
it?
yes, because let's say the bubble pops and nothing changes in terms of like how AI is trained or anything like that, which I still think should happen. Like we should get ethically trained AI models. But let's say nothing changes, but the bubble pops and AI is no longer subsidized. This means that if you're doing like AI generated slop games or slop whatever, now it's extremely expensive to make.
Fair. Okay.
And like it will fix the whole situation of like AI slop on like TikTok, on like YouTube or whatever, because now some of the most expensive things to generate with AI, which is video, will now cost an arm and a leg to do. And I would not be surprised. And again, like some things will be still be AI, and like some things will still be useful, and that's the point where we want to reach, where it's like not everything is inflated, and instead it comes back to a logical level, and we can look at it like, okay, what is AI actually useful for? Like for example, for me, I think the thing that I will still find use for with AI after the bubble pops is what people call fuzzy search, where it's like you don't know exactly what you're looking for, but you kind of understand like a little, okay, like it's this thing, and you can kind of just um kind of describe what you're talking about in like a
Mhm.
whole paragraph, and then the AI can give you what you're looking for, like in terms of like in even if it's not giving you the direct information, you can get the
Right.
search term, you can get what this thing is actually called. Like for example, let's say like a video game situation, like what is it like sometimes when I'm playing a video game, I can see like it looks like the screen is kind of cut in like a horizontal line. Like it looks like part of the frame looks like this, and then it looks like another frame was on top of it or something like that. You could describe that to an AI, and the AI would be like, oh, that is that's screen tearing, and that's fixed by turning on VSync. You know, But like if you
Yeah.
were to put that in,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
if you were to put that into a Google search field, like it wouldn't know. Well, new Google is all AI, but like a traditional search field, you would have no idea what would happen. But you can kind of describe things in a very semantic manner, and then you can get what it's actually called. And that, I think, is the actual useful part of an
Yeah, no, that's
LLM.
cool.
And that is kind of the part that will remain useful afterwards. But you know what's not useful? I don't know, generating a book. We
Yeah,
can allow just art to actual authors to write books. I think that's better.
that's fair. I fed an AI model the 7 Harry Potter books and had it write a sequel. I hate those. I hate seeing those things all ugh, makes me cringe. Uh but let's keep this train rolling. We got one more string of bad news. What bad news? I mean, it's it's a roundabout to what we've been talking about all night. Um, Complementary to the AI talk for Sony and the next moves for Xbox, uh, Valve released the price of its new Steam machine, starting at $1,049 for the base 512 gigabyte model, and
Did you have a
1340.
story for this? Because you didn't post it in.
I pulled from Enrico's post. I didn't have an article for it. Um, and up to 1349 for the 2 terabyte version. Um, Bundling a Steam controller adds 79 to the total price, which the Steam controller not being included in the base version is egregious. Like, I get you can play it with other controllers, but also like, what is that? I mean, I believe due to its premium components and rising global costs, it lands at a higher price point than traditional console counterparts. And Valve has said as much. Like, this isn't the price they wanted to release
Yeah.
the console at, but they're the market has kind of forced their hand on this, which I get. It sucks. It sucks for everybody involved. It sucks for Valve because this is now a luxury item. Um, to a degree that I imagine their scope had to be shortened. And I think they said as much as well, and like the fact that they didn't make as many because they kind of shrank their target audience on this. Uh,
Yeah. I think it's so sad that both times they've tried to make a Steam machine, it's been heavily uh heavily um held back from reaching its full potential.
yeah,
Um yeah, I think the biggest thing about the price that like is really telling to me like how much they really tried to push this down is that like the cheapest one, which is the 512 gigabyte without a controller, is 1049.
right.
It would have been so much nicer, like aesthetically, if they got down to 999.
Yeah,
But the fact
absolutely.
that they couldn't even spare that $50, I think tells you how close they are to the line here.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, so there are four SKUs. That is the Steam Machine 512 gig and the 2 terabytes, and then both of those have the option to add the controller. And you do save, I think it's $30 on the controller. I still think they should have just they should like how many of these are they gonna sell? Just give the Steam controller away for free with the system. I
yeah,
think like that's because like again like the Steam control is this really worth $99? Like is this do you really need to sell this for $99 to make a profit? I don't think so. I think the profit margin percent wise on this is way higher than the Steam machine. Just give it
mhm,
away for free. And I don't know, increase the price on buying this separately. I don't know, sell it for $120. Fuck it, whatever.
yeah. I, honestly. So wait, this is about the I think the talk around this was like you're paying for this and it's about the power of a base PS5, right?
Yeah,
It's not as
give or
powerful as a
take.
PS5 Pro, and I guess it's a little more powerful than the Series X. Uh, but for like not, I mean, not twice the price because the Pro, well, I mean, almost twice the price of a base PS5 at this point because the base PS, I think you can get a base PS5 at 699 right now. Is what I saw on Amazon yesterday, uh, and it over twice the price for the 2 gig, um, and like a little under twice the price for the 512.
Mm.
That to me is kind of like this sucks. This really sucks. Uh, I
So one thing that Shaboink mentions in the chat is just bad time. If they've released last year, Price Boy would have been on mark. And it's like this is like I think a situation where Valve is famously a very relaxed company.
mm,
They also don't have like a lot of staff, and all their staff are paid really well. Um and they just kind of like, for example, like they released a Steam Deck, what was it, 2022, 4 years ago.
mm,
And back then they promised that they would release Steam OS to be installable on any computer, and they did that. They finally released that version of Steam OS with the Steam machine 4 years later. There was absolutely nothing that needed to take 4 years about that. It's just the fact that Valve is very relaxed. And
mm,
I think this is a situation where Valve's relaxed nature have screwed themselves. Because back when they planned this machine, this was a great idea, but they didn't actually kind of push it to be done on any realistic time scale. And like one of the reasons why Valve is so relaxed is because famously they kind of just let people do what they want to do, which is also why
right.
all their products are so good, because they're actually passion projects. Um, but yeah, I think that's like a situation where they should have pushed a little bit harder. Uh, and that could have given the Steam machine a little bit more of a runway before this happened. But again, it's always good. It's, hindsight, of course. But on the other point here that Shaboink mentions is that it's not that they're close to the line, it's that they refuse to subsidize or break even. And they do refuse to subsidize it, but you also mentioned as like the reasoning is that they can't guarantee that it won't be used for other things. And I think that is like that is a big reason. Because like let's say if they subsidize this console and they expected like, okay, everyone who buys this is gonna buy a bunch of Steam games. And that allows Valve to make money on it. But if this is a $700 PC, no one's gonna buy this
No.
to play games on it. They're gonna buy it as a PC and not buy games on it. But like, I mean, a lot of people are gonna buy it as a console and buy games on it, but you don't know how many. And like, especially it's like, oh, you're gonna get a bunch of these like videos on TikTok or whatever. Like, here's a hack: buy a Steam machine and use it as a computer because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's like, for example, with like, if you compare that to like Apple with um the MacBook Neo, like I think the Neo is probably subsidized to some extent because it's so cheap. But it is also like locked down enough that they are pretty damn sure that you are going to be using some amount of Apple services on this thing. You're probably going to pay for iCloud. You're probably going to buy things on the App Store. You're probably going to pay for Apple Music. I don't know. You're probably going to pay for Apple TV. So they're making some amount of money out of you, but the Steam machine is an open platform. And you can just install Windows on it. And now it's like even less likely that you're gonna be buying games on Steam. Or probably not, but like even like let's say Valve had some services in Steam OS that they could make money on that aren't Steam. Like, okay, now you just install Windows and now you're not a customer for those services anymore. So I just don't think
Yeah,
it's valid. It's like they did, as far as I understand, they did subsidize the Steam Deck. And like, yes, you can use the Steam Deck as a computer, but it is just not as convenient or as much of a one-to-one kind of thought process, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna buy this thing with a bunch of gaming controls on, and I'm gonna put it under a monitor and use it as a PC. It's like it doesn't feel natural as much as putting a
right.
box there does, you know?
Yeah,
And
I I,
so yeah. There are
I think
other
I was way more invested in the idea of this when it was announced because it seemed like there was going to be a one stop shop of like, hey, you can play all your games here because Sony was coming
mm,
to Steam. You can play your Xbox games here. It's like, man, that's kind of intriguing. And the idea of like, here's my entire Steam library, just plug it into my TV and I can go. But that
mm,
clearly, apparently, is not the case as well. It's not as like a just a plug and play as maybe our initial thoughts led us to believe. And then yeah, just the price. So many unfortunate things one after the other that just kind of kills this for me. Uh, to where like the price tag has got me just completely uninterested.
yeah. Oh yeah, the other reason that they gave for the price, what and this like why I don't know, or the reason why they said they didn't want to subsidize like as well is that, and I do kind of agree with this to some extent, but I also understand why some people would see it as like kind of high roading, which is that they said that like Valve wants to make an ecosystem out of SteamOS.
Mhm.
And if they subsidize this console, that means like if I don't know, Asus wants to make a Steam machine, they can't subsidize it because they don't earn any money off sales on Steam.
Right.
So Valve needs to make a competitive product. And I understand that to some
Yeah.
extent, and I also understand, but I also understand how you could see it as kind of like high roading. Um, the one thing I don't think is um like productive to any degree is like I see a lot of people being like, "Oh, it's not the Valve isn't willing to drop the price. It's the fact that Gaben needs to buy another yacht," and it's like that's just not how it works, man. It's just not how it works. Like, um, under no circumstances would anyone in the company have as a KPI to make money for Gabe Newell.
Yeah.
If anything, their KPI is make money for the company, which would then make Gabe more wealthy. But again, like no one has as a KPI at Valve to make Gabe Newell more money. It is just like a result of Valve making money. Um, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's just that they need to sell it at this much.
Yeah, Shibbock, I did read. I read about that too. Like they couldn't like. I don't know if they couldn't afford or they didn't have the storage for the quantities that they wanted to like for like the 40 million RAM chips or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
to do anything like that the way Sony or Xbox would ahead of time. So
yeah,
there's a limited quantity of these available. More so than even I think even more than like the
mm,
PS5 launch.
exactly. So yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I don't think Steam's banking on or Valve's banking on these console sales. It's not like they're in the Xbox situation where like if the sales here suck, they're done. So I mean, they can. I mean, this will still hit the niche market that they've targeted now. And maybe the if the AI bubble does burst, maybe these prices go down and this becomes uh, something more affordable. But
Yeah. And I am very confident that if the prices go down, Valve will drop the price of the Steam machine
yeah,
ASAP. Because again, like nobody wants them to be this much, and they have said as much in the interviews and everything. Like, while they didn't say what the price of the Steam machine would have been, they did say that you can look at the price increase of the Steam Deck and you will understand how much it would have been. And the Steam Deck went up by $200 to $300 when they restocked it earlier this month. So the Steam machine would have been like $700 console.
that's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's still interesting. A $700 console for something that isn't as powerful as Sony's $700 console, or at the time $700 console. Because I think that's what the Pro launched at, right? It was
750.
750. It's uh it's still kind of taking it like if you're bought into that ecosystem, it's worth it. But like if you're looking for just like the best deal for your buck, uh,
Yeah.
that's probably not it.
I wonder if the reason why one of the reasons why the Steam machine was delayed so much is if they realized after the Rampocalypse that like, oh shit, we're not gonna be able to sell this at the price we want. We should make sure that people can build their own Steam machines. And maybe they expedited the release of this open version of Steam OS because they released it at the same time as
Yeah,
putting the Steam machine up for pre-order. So basically, that kind of remedies the process like a little bit, where it's like, okay, the Steam machine is more expensive than we wanted it to be. Maybe you won't be able to buy it, but you might be able to make a computer you already have into a Steam machine.
yeah.
So here you go.
It is that saving grace. That's really cool. I maybe one day for me, but I'll probably just stick to the consoles I got for the moment. Um, one another thing to note. It was highly speculated throughout the industry, or I don't know, speculated, but like the idea was like very interesting that Steam would try to launch Half-Life 3 with its console launch. That all speculation on that has seemed to kind of like sputter out.
Yeah.
Um, RIP to Curly's fantasy critic prediction. Uh, I don't think we're seeing an announcement of that game this year, or
No.
who knows if we ever will. Um, it's an unfortunate last 2 weeks in gaming. Uh,
Yeah.
hopefully to today and with the return of Star Fox and Nintendo being kind of the saving grace of the industry right now. uh, just everybody ride the bandwagon to the finish line of the AI bubble popping.
Mm.
Um,
We still have the Steam frame that's still supposed to come out.
the
Um,
Steam frame. What is
yeah,
that?
the VR headset.
Oh, right, right, right.
So we don't know when that's coming out yet. Um, no idea what that's gonna sit at. Uh,
I can't imagine how much VR must cost right now.
it is a mobile chipset. Um, so I don't think this will be as expensive. Like if you look at
Mm.
I mean if you look at the market of these kind of handhelds, like they're still pretty affordable. Like you can get a high end handheld. This is not a high end, but like you can get a high end equivalent of something like this for about $300.
Oh wow.
So I think the what will be bringing the price up of the Steam frame are the displays, probably.
Hmm.
Um, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Steam frame is $500 to $700,
See it. I
and
mean,
that's
we haven't
like
seen a VR that
yeah.
like as like the most expensive VR out there is 4, right? The Quest or the Oculus or whatever. Um,
Um, there are much higher end VR
oh,
systems than
okay.
that. Um, but yeah, I and you could also make the argument for or subsidizing the Steam frame as well. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do on it except play VR games, you know?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, and I am interested in the Steam frame to some extent because I have the Oculus or well Meta Quest 2. And one of the big reasons I don't like using it is because it feels like Mark Zuckerberg is looking at me every time I'm playing it. And
That's
like
fair.
if I can sell that, get a decent amount for it, and put that towards buying a Steam frame, assuming the Steam frame is reasonably priced, I would do that.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't have as much interest in VR as I once did. Mostly it's just the games don't tend to interest me too much. Uh, but you know, the all it takes is Sony to be like, hey, here's Astrobot again on the VR, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, you make an excellent point. Um, but yeah, let's conclude this topic there. I do have one more thing I want to do tonight before we wrap up for the night, Dennis. Uh, in keeping with the tradition of me trying to get some easy wins for clips, I have another um, keep four, cut four. I'd like to do. I don't know if you've done one of these yet. I know you did. Like what was it? Like blind rankings where I give you five
Mm,
things and you put them in order. I did one with Curly where I'm going to give you 8 things, and you have to choose whether you're going to keep it or you're going to cut it. And one of the topics I wanted to do tonight, which we unfortunately didn't have time for, was the September Madness uh, of all the games slated to come out in September. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to give you 8 games slated to come out in September, and you're going to keep 4 and you're going to cut 4.
all right.
All right, so I'm gonna start it here. Give myself another visual cue. Hi, stupid. You're gonna start right here at the end of the episode. Uh, here's go. Keep 4, cut 4. September release edition. Um, Dennis, your first game releasing September 3rd is Orbitals. You're gonna keep or cut?
Uh,
Cutting Orbitals. All right. Next up, RuneScape Dragon Wilds. For a note, that's releasing on September 15th for any of you RuneScape sickos. Uh, next up, Silent Hill Townfall.
uh, you gonna give me anything good here? I'm gonna cut everything.
I mean, you gotta, you gotta play the game, man. Next up, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
And I feel like at this point I gotta keep something. So yeah, keep. I don't think I'm gonna buy it on release though.
Yeah, it's one that I mean, I want to get into the franchise somewhere, but like put that game anywhere else, Nintendo, please. After that, I've got Hot Wheels Infinite Rush. You only got
I
one cut
guess.
left. You're
What do
cutting
you
up.
have left, man? What is the you September Madness? What's madness about this?
There's a lot of
RuneScape,
games.
Dragon Wilds, or whatever the fuck it's called? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, hey, this is all the games released in September, not just like the upper echelon, but like, hey, Orbital's very looks
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, I would have kept Orbitals if I knew you had drag fucking RuneScape on this list.
That's the idea, man. Is it's blind. You don't know what's coming next. It's to make you regret your decisions or be happy with what decision you got to think. You cut really quick, really willy nilly. After that, you got Control Resonant, which I mean,
Yeah,
well, you're keeping all three of these last ones. So Control, your final keeps are Control Resonant, Onimusha, Way of the Sword. So
yeah,
congratulations,
that was a key.
and then Wolverine,
Fucking
which
hell.
I know you
Okay,
hate Wolverine.
I would
So
replace that with Orbitals.
you okay, interesting. So just to cut it back, your cuts, you're cutting Orbitals, RuneScape, Dragon Wilds, Silent Hill, Townfall, Hot Wheels, Infinite Rush, and you're keeping Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Control Resonant, Onimusha, and Wolverine.
With a note underneath that if this wasn't like a manufactured kind of fuck ass system, I would have replaced Wolverine with Orbitals.
It's blind, man. It's designed to make you feel like regret for
Yeah, I
the
mean, yeah, it's manufactured.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to play the game. You got to get in my head and real and think about what I'm going to say next. You know,
We haven't talked about what we're playing.
that's true. That's true. I mean, we can we can do that a
I've
little
been
bit if you want.
playing a lot. That's why I wanted to bring this section back for this episode. Can
Hmm.
you guess the most the most kind of out of left field thing that I've played? I can say it is
Let's.
not on a current platform and it is not on this thing. It is on real hardware that is not current.
Ooh. Is it on a Nintendo, like an old Nintendo console?
The only hint I'm gonna give is that it is on my desk right now.
Yeah, I've got nothing there. Hmm. What's a
A not current platform that would be on a desk.
non-current platform that would be on a? I mean, that could be any of them. What do you mean?
I mean, it's a handheld, idiot.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's more than likely Nintendo or Sega or like you got a Neo Geo Pocket on your desk. I
No.
don't know, man.
All right, should I tell?
Reveal, yeah, reveal. I give up.
The game that I've been playing is Uncharted Golden Abyss on the PlayStation Vita.
Oh, whatever, dude.
So I am I don't know how much it shows. I don't think it shows up at all on camera, but okay, maybe a little. I am moving to a different apartment and I was just kind of picking up, putting things in boxes and all that. And then I picked my PlayStation Vita off the shelf and I was just like, I'm gonna turn this on for a little bit and mess around with it. And then I jumped into Uncharted and then I didn't stop. And this has started my journey towards replaying Uncharted. I haven't started Uncharted 1 yet, but I will. And right now, the Legacy of Thieves collection is on sale on Steam, and I kind of want to play those games on my PC at glorious 4K high frame rate. I don't know. I'm also poor, hence the move. I'm moving to a cheaper apartment. um, but yeah, another what I've also been playing Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Nice.
I have used the virtual game card system to borrow that game from my mom. Um, I think that game is really fun. Um, I am quite surprised by the game. Um, like the game is just explore and have fun and see what happens. The game. Like, and I watched a video about like the design of the game where it's like usually in games you have like intrinsic motivations, you have extrinsic motivations. Where it's like, for example, in Breath of the Wild, your intrinsic motivation is like, oh, I want to see what's over there. And your extrinsic motivation is like, I have to go to Kakariko Village to talk to Impa. Because that's what the story is telling you. That's the quest, what the quest is telling
Right.
you to do. But like your intrinsic motivation is like, oh, I want to explore. I want to see what happens if I do this. I want to see what happens if I do this. And the interesting thing about uh Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is that they have found a very interesting way to turn the intrinsic motivation of the game into the extrinsic motivation. Where it's like the actual goal of the game is to see what happens when you do shit.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like,
Nice.
okay, like the first level is like, okay, here's a flower creature. What happens if you eat it? It's like, okay, it tastes sweet. And it's like, okay, what happens when you ground pound it? It gets planted into the ground. What happens if you put it on your back? Like, oh, it can sit on your back and be cute. And this just kind of like continues throughout where you have to keep doing like increasingly creative things to figure out what happens. And that's the entire game. Just be creative and figure out what happens. And it is like so refreshing, actually. Like it is so interesting and like I think when a lot of people saw this game, it was like, okay, wow, they've really gone full on baby mode with the Yoshi series. But this is like doing that in a way that isn't just making the game baby easy. Like, yes, the game is like from a difficulty, like there isn't anything that can kill you in the game. Like there are no dangers. So it is baby easy from that perspective. But you still have to think about like, okay, what happens if I do this? And like what happens if I take this creature and how it interact with this other creature? And all this stuff. And you have to think about doing that stuff. And that's where the difficulty comes from. So the difficulty comes from actual creative thinking and problem solving. So it is more of a puzzle game, really. And I think I said in our general chat in our Famicorp office server that like I can kind of see how this game is more related to Metroid than Mario. Which I would say like Yoshi games are they're a spin-off of the Mario platformers and have very similarities in a lot of ways. But like I would say this game has more in common with Metroid. Where it's like the game is about
Interesting.
exploring the world. And like in this situation, it's like, okay, you don't get more access by getting an upgrade. You get more access by creative thinking. Where it's like, okay,
That's cool.
here's the creature in this world. How can you use this creature in a different way in order to get more access to the level and find more places where you can use the creature in creative ways? So that's the game, and I think it's really interesting, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Um, I only have the game for 3 more days. So, but of course, I could
You
just
think you're
go
gonna beat
to,
it in that time span?
unsure, but I and of course, just go back to my mom's house and borrow it again.
Fair.
Um, the last game that I've been playing is on the Steam Deck. Um, and here I've been playing um the recent PC port of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And
Nice. We were talking about this one a
goddamn,
lot.
goddamn, Twilight Princess is amazing. I love Twilight Princess, dude.
Yeah, me too. I love Twilight Princess.
Like, do you remember the time in like, I mean, not really early internet days, but I don't know, my like maybe 2012, 2015 internet days where you weren't allowed to like anything but Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. And like Twilight
Yeah.
Princess was the worst game of all time because goats or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy that
Because goats.
because I'm so happy that things have turned around on that because like bro, Twilight Princess is really good. You could call
Mhm.
it goated.
Like like the best Zelda game?
Bro, I was making a goat joke.
Oh, I don't get the goat reference. It's been a very long time since I played Twilight Princess, to be fair.
Um no, my favorite Zelda game is Breath of the Wild, but I would say out of the traditional Zelda games, this is my favorite.
Kick him off the channel. I'm sorry.
um, but yeah, in terms of like this PC port specifically, it is based off the GameCube version, which means a lot of the kind of quality of life improvements that came from um the HD port is not in here. However, there is a mod that is kind of buggy that introduces some of some of those mechanics again. I don't know if it's been updated, but if you're interested, uh the PC port is called Dusklight. It is really easy to set up. You download it from the Dusklight website or from their GitHub, and then all you have to do is uh give the you start the program, you give it your your Twilight Princess GameCube ISO, and then the game works. Then you can also install a mod called Dawnlight, which gives you a lot of kind of expanded features and stuff like that from and more customizability. There's also a texture pack called Twilight Princess Definitive Edition. So that's the setup I have. And definitely recommend this. This is I wouldn't necessarily say it is not yet the best way to play Twilight Princess. Right now, it is very much like a sidestep from HD. From a user experience, I would say HD is still better. But the best thing about the PC port is that I can play it at any frame rate. The HD version is still capped to 30 FPS, and I can play this at I mean on the Steam Deck I can play it up to 90 FPS. It doesn't do 90
Wow.
most of the time. Um in some of the more demanding areas I get 60. But uh yeah, you can play it at any arbitrary frame rate, and that is really nice. Seeing Twilight Princess be this smooth is very nice.
That's awesome. Dude's been gaming.
Yes.
I I've been gaming a little bit. I most notably have been playing 007 First Light. Uh I took a little bit of a break from it. I think I'm chapter 7. I'm almost done with it. I like it. I don't love it. Uh
What do you not love about it?
I think I'm grading it on a curve. Um because the aim, or at least the talk was like, this is Uncharted level, or this is like the closest thing. This is an Uncharted game for people who want Uncharted. I don't find the set pieces nearly as interesting as Uncharted.
No, but
Uh,
my argument, because I know I've said that. Um, I don't think anyone has ever made a set piece that as good as Uncharted. But I think
yeah,
this is
no,
the closest anyone's ever gotten.
but there's like direct comparisons, especially with like the plane set piece in this
Yeah.
one. And I'm just the entire time I'm going through is like, man, Uncharted 3 did this so much better, like just so much better. There's a lot of like weird like bugs and glitches that I'm running into in this game. I am playing it on a base PS5, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Maybe this game is a little too uh, heavy for it or something. Um, but like, just animations where like he goes to close a door but he doesn't actually touch the door, the door closes, or he goes to hit an elevator button and his hand never actually touches the button. Like little nitpicky things like that that I'm noticing. That's like, and that's why I feel like I'm kind of grading it unfairly, where I'm like, the polish on this game is supposed to rival that of like a Sony first party studio, and I don't think it fully gets there. I think the gameplay is fun, a little challenging at times. Like, challenging is the wrong word. Uh, the gun combat doesn't feel super like dialed in. Like like the hand to hand combat feels awesome. I think that's where the game really shines for me. Uh, but like when I'm getting into gunfights, it mostly just feels like there's like way too many like explosive barrels placed for everywhere around to like trivialize the event. Or if you're going into the game, like into it not using those, like there's enemies everywhere, almost to a fault.
What do you think
But
about the
I
social part
the social part.
when you're in social areas or going around places?
Oh no, those that's great. I love that. I love like the strategy of it all, like, and like the investigative nature of it. I love the gadgets. Q is by far my favorite character in the game. Uh, that stuff, the James Bond side of it all is very fun. I just think some of the gameplay quirks and some of the performance stuff uh lessens it a little bit for me. I'm still like, I'm probably rocking like around an 8.85, but um was expecting just maybe a little bit more.
I really love the game. I didn't get to talk about it on the show, I think. But yeah, I love it. I played in two sittings.
Oh wow, that's
Um,
impressive.
um, yeah, I thought it was really fantastic. And again, like I think the action or like set piece part of the game, I think is the closest anyone has ever gotten to reaching Uncharted.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'd agree with that.
I think in terms of the plane sequence, I think the approach to the plane sequence is better in 007. But I think the actual plane sequence itself is better in Uncharted 3.
That's fair. I'll give that. I also think the cuts are kind of weird, where like we don't see like the set pieces like fully resolve, but like they love just like having us walk around HQ, like and some of the, like the end of the plane sequence. Not to get into
Mm.
spoilers or anything like that. Like I would have loved to see how that like ended up,
Mm.
and then like next thing you know, you're just back at HQ talking to M again. It's like, that was weird. That was a weird transition.
Have you been in the resort yet?
Uh, which one's the resort?
Well, you go to like Vietnam or something. You're in a
I don't
resort.
think no, I don't think I've been there yet.
Okay, I mean you're not close to the end of this game though.
So I'm in. There's 10 chapters. I'm in chapter like the end of chapter 6. The part that you posted spoilery in the Discord about what happens in the apartment. That's where I'm at. I just finished that and did the mission after.
Mm. Um, well, I guess you are. Oh yeah, but yeah, there are some great things that happen in that section. Um, but yeah, I really love the game. I think it is currently my second favorite after Requiem for the
Okay.
year. Um, yeah, did you know watched a video today about this game and about like the video was called "What Every Bond Movie Failed to Do," or like what 60 years of Bond movies failed to do, or whatever the fuck it was called. And it was about how First Light establishes Patrick Gibson's James Bond. Um, and he brings up in the video that apparently there are real conversations in the James Bond community, not the game community, like the James Bond community, about if this is one of the best Bonds ever.
Wow. That's it. I mean, look, the game's getting tons of praise, and I'll see where my score stands out at the end of it. But like, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
that's like, I mean,
there's a apparent like I don't know how I don't know if this video is like overstating it or whatever. I haven't really looked into it beyond that, but like what he was saying basically is that like yeah, people are talking about it. This is the new gold standard for James Bond. Um, and
that's
one of
impressive.
his
That's the
one of his arguments is like that like in every Bond movie or almost every Bond movie, um, you know, you can't really spend a lot of time to develop Bond as a character, and it's not really something that people really want from a Bond movie. They kind of just want Bond to be a static character. And really the only time they've really explored that is like with Daniel Craig, where he was kind of like a rougher Bond in Casino Royale. Then they made a few like static Bond movies, but then like in the two last ones, he kind of falls in love and has more of a character arc towards the end of No Time to Die.
Mhm.
Um, but this is like and one thing that he brings up in the video is that Patrick Gibson has had more screen time as James Bond already than Daniel Craig.
Wow, that's impressive. That's I wouldn't have expected that like at all. I will say one thing about this game, and it was very early on where I was under like at this point when I was playing it, I was like, this might be a GOTY contender. It like just off initial impressions is when you finish that first mission and it cuts to the like the very James Bond esque like cinematic intro with the Lauren Daigle First Light sound track, and it's just full. Like if you've ever
Wait,
played Metal Gear Solid 3 with the
what are you saying? The Lauren Daigle?
yeah, it's that's the Lauren Daigle. No, 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 not Lauren Daigle. No, it is Lauren Daigle,
It
the
was made
singer
by
who sings
no, it was Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Lana Del Rey. Yes, that's what I meant. Sorry, my apologies. When that opens up, I'm just like, this is awesome. Like
yeah.
the pure cinema of that was just like it's if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid 3 with the Symphony Herald intro with What a Thrill, it's that to a T. It's so good, and I'm convinced that is going to be Jeff's performance this year, either at Game Awards or
Mm.
Gamescom, wherever he does
Dude,
a
I
live
mean,
performance.
if he gets fucking Lana Del Rey at the Game Awards, that's insane. Like that would be
Yeah,
actually insane.
it would be awesome.
But yeah, no, I love that sequence. And I mean, as someone who I've really only watched the Daniel Craig movies, like, but all I think all the Daniel Craig movies have those like really artsy, fartsy intro sequences.
Do they? Okay, so another thing, you probably roast me for this, but I have not seen a James Bond film, so uh
Well, I can recommend the Daniel Craig ones.
that's what Skyfall is his first one.
No, Casino Royale. It's Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre,
Oh, I didn't know he
No
had this
Time
many.
to
That's
Die.
insane.
I think I don't think I'm missing one there.
Interesting. Okay. No,
But
I want to
it's
check out some Bond films after playing these games. So.
As far as but Casino Royale is considered one of the best Bond movies. Quantum of Solace is really whatever. Skyfall is considered one of the best Bond movies. Spectre is whatever. No Time to Die, I think, is like considered good.
Okay. I haven't seen a James Bond movie, but one of his favorite movies. It's not one of my favorite movies. It was just a movie that I remembered from my childhood. Shut up, Shaboy. Also, you pulling that's fantastic. I did not know you knew me that well. All right. I think that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. It's 1 a.m. here. I gotta get up in 4 hours to cook breakfast and get ready to go to work. Uh Shapoint, Diego, as always, thank you all for hanging out with us. Thanks for being our commenting in and giving us y'all's thoughts on the state of the terrible games industry at the moment. Um, Dennis, as always, thanks for hanging out with me
Mm.
and rapping about games.
Oh,
We'll be
just
back next week.
the last point. The last point. I want everyone to remember now. Star Fox is out, made by Velen Studios. We cannot forget their masterpiece, Knockout City.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Knockout
But
City.
rest in peace, Knockout City. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Make sure like, subscribe. Diego Shabook, if y'all wouldn't mind leaving some comments on the YouTubes or wherever y'all see fit. Help us out with the algorithms and stuff. We
Please
love y'all.
subscribe.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Please subscribe. Do the things. We will see y'all next week. Hopefully for our fantasy critic draft, if we can make sure that Curly is doing okay. Um, we love y'all. Y'all have a great night. And now we're gonna
Oh, what?
awkwardly wait.
Holy shit. Guys, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You
I
fell you fell asleep, didn't you?
I fell asleep.
I knew it. I told you, Ryan. You fell asleep.
I
Look,
felt
I said it was three possibilities. Either you were dead, you were sleeping, or you were playing Star Fox and ignoring us.
no, I swear to God. I went to bed. God damn it. I put Ace to bed and I was literally just like, all right, let me just wait till he falls asleep. And then I fucking fell asleep. God damn it, son of a bitch. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my god. I'm
uh,
so
the
embarrassed.
the ability to jump into the call literally as I was saying, now let's awkwardly wave goodbye is incredible.
Dude, I swear to God, I literally just woke up and I saw the message. I was like, I don't know if they're still alive.
I
Oh
was
my God.
just gonna say, wait, Ryan, I see Curly's online in Discord. And then he shows
So-
up.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't sweat
Curly,
it, dude.
Curly, give us your quick thoughts on Xbox, PlayStation AI, and the Steam Machine.
Steam Machine price is kind of what I expected, and it's sad and it sucks because I was hoping they would just be like, yeah, but what if, some magical land. Uh, I don't know. It's kind of it's like I said, it's what we expected, but it's also still too expensive as a I don't know, jumping barrier for me. I still want it. If I could afford it, I would get it. I'm gonna go in my closet so I'm not just yelling in my bathroom here. Um, what else?
Uh,
What else did you ask?
Xbox closure rumor things.
Oh, dude, it's so like Xbox. I want to be an Xbox fan so bad because I like my Xbox, and I happen to use Game Pass regularly. Just because it's good for consumer, maybe not good for industry and all that, but dude, how are they gonna show off all these like great games and then just like rumor mill the next fucking week basically that they're just shutting it all down, all these great studios? It's ass. It sucks and it's very disheartening to be an Xbox fan and watch this company completely fuck itself over every month. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think there's any justifying closing these studios, especially after you show like bangers of a like showcase basically. Um, and it sucks. I don't know. I don't get it, but I'm not a business guy, so I don't know. Um, if they actually do like close, what is it, Double Fine and
Yeah.
Ninja
uh,
Compulsion.
Theory,
Ninja
Compulsion,
Theory.
Ninja
Double Fine.
Theory. Yeah, if they actually do, I'm just gonna like shake my head and just like sell my Xbox. I guess I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like, hey man, check out Senua. It looks like a good step in the right direction for this studio.
Mm.
Um, this game looks pretty good, right? It's like, hey, we listened to feedback. We're gonna make the next one even better. And it's like, or we're just gonna show this that way we can sell the studio off and make a piece of pie. So I don't fucking know. That's stupid. And also like Double Fine being just the most creative like devs you could ask for, and like I just don't understand because like if Xbox does want to be like, okay, let's get back on track, let's get some console exclusives, blah blah blah. It's like, why'd you buy these studios if you're just gonna close them? I don't. I just don't understand it. I don't know.
What would be
Dumb.
your desired outcomes for each of the three studios?
At this point, I mean, honest, the desired outcome is they go the Toys for Bob route, I guess. Like,
If you had to pick an
or
acquiree or acquirer,
hmm, man, at this point, I wish they were just independent. I guess.
mm, you think
Like,
Sony's gonna buy Ninja Theory?
I think it'd be interesting. It'd be really funny. Like, it's one of those like, hey, Sony could do the funniest thing right now. I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably go the Toys for Bob route, where it's like, well, we'll still help make games, but we're just not going to own you. I don't know. I still don't understand that. Like, that's still a weird one to me, where it's like they're independent, but also they're making a Spyro game. It's like, well, what? I don't know. It's weird, but at this route, I mean, like all those studios have enough renowned like footing and IP and like body of work to where I think they could all survive independent at this point and probably be better off than eventually becoming a fucking support studio probably for Xbox, working on Call of Duty or some dumb shit. So I guess that's what I would want. I mean, honestly, I would want it all to just to be rumors and fake and none of that happen at all. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see that being the case. And then what'd you ask about Sony?
Yeah, the last up
Yeah,
is
the
their
AI.
AI statement.
Refresh me on this. What is it?
I mean, they just made like a really generic statement about how they're gonna maximize creativity and efficiency and whatever at their studios with AI.
Oh, that sounds like a bullshit sandwich. Like it's like it's a nothing statement to me. Like I don't know what that means. I don't know what that entails. I know that you shouldn't say anything using generative AI these days, so like it's not a good thing. But it seems like a hey, we're gonna make this statement just in case some of the bullshit slips through. Like in case we have a crazy taxi situation or something along those lines, or an Expedition 33, where
Yeah.
it's just like we're not gonna outright say like no, none of our development teams are gonna use any form of generative AI for like placeholder shit, but seems like that's like the trending thing now is to do that and then to replace. But then, as we all know, like when you have a million assets in a game, stuff gets missed. So it's just like, oh well, we said we would technically use it. Like I don't think it means doom and gloom,
Mm,
but also I don't think it is a good thing either.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely not.
And last point. Look at this.
Oh shit, you got it.
I did.
That looks like ass. I don't understand. That
How dare you?
looks
I
so
mean,
uncomfortable to play with. Like those sticks can't be in a good place, right?
no, it actually feels really nice in hand. If
I need
anything,
to hold one.
if anything, um the trackpads are a little bit more strained, but these are like the sticks are like really nicely positioned actually.
Hmm. I need to hold one because right now it looks like you're holding like one of those giant OG Xbox controllers, which I hate.
The Duke.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that with like I can see the vision with like, dude, we got dual touchpads, and I'm like, okay, because it's like a PC hybrid controller thing.
Have you held the Steam Deck?
No.
Okay, because it is similar in a lot of ways.
Mm. I guess I just need to hold one because that shit looks like
Yeah,
ass to hold.
I've I've heard nothing but good things about them, but they do look terrible to hold. All right, I gotta go to bed. Curly, you gotta go back to sleep.
Dad, I don't know what to do now because god damn it, I wanted to play Star Fox.
Oh
Ah,
no! Oh
I'm going back
no!
to bed. No, I'm going back to bed. Maybe just like one level. I don't know. I'm sad.
I mean,
Look, it only
the
takes
game is like
it's a
2 hours
45-minute
long.
game.
Yeah, it's like
Just commit, dude.
you could just do one run.
I'm so mad. I'm so sorry, guys. God damn it.
You're fine, man. It happens. No
We will
worries.
never forgive you.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's completely fair, honestly.
The
Yeah.
duality of man. All right, we'll try this again. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Curly, thank you for stopping by. We'll see y'all next time for our fantasy critic mid-year draft and
Oh
update.
yeah.
We'll see y'all next time. Later.
Wait, how do we find out who gets the draft first? Because we never finished our.
We're gonna figure out a different way. We're gonna figure it out. We'll do that off air.
Okay. All right.
All right, y'all. Adios. Awkwardly wave goodbye.
I'm waving goodbye.
I'm
I don't know if
waving
my camera wouldn't work
with
on
my
my
Steam
phone.
controller. I am the
That thing,
controller of Steam. Did you see that?
yeah, that thing is a hog. Holy shit.